nice relaxing shave again. It's the, what is it, 24th of February 2018, so I've prepped with my Prep, which is another nice pre-shave along the lines of the Pro Rasso, although it's a bit lighter and less ammonia smell. I think the Pro Rasso's got a bit of ammonia in it. This is just pure menthol loveliness. It's quite a tingle. Been on for about 10 minutes now while I get everything else ready and set the camera up and so on. So I've already prepped with the Prep. Today's shave, okay, let's introduce the elements one at a time. The brush is from a gentleman called Schulman. He's on a lot of the shaving forums. Excuse me, I've got a bit of a sore throat. He's on a lot of the shaving forums, and this is a brush he made for me. You can see the size of the handle's huge. Nice chubby handle you can get your chubby hand around. And the knot is horsehair, dark horsehair, and it's really fantastic. Holds water quite well. There's none of that crappy smell that you get from a badger when you first do it, so as soon as you get the brush you can use it. Just give it a wash and a condition. It's usable. Holds water quite well. It's been soaking for about 10 minutes now as well in my shaving bowl. The shaving bowl is from a vendor called Symmetrical Pottery on Etsy, and you can see it's got those dozens and dozens of what I can only describe as nodules or dots at the bottom of the bowl. In fact, they call the bowl style a dotty. So she made it for the lady and the gentleman made it for me. I customized the color. I wanted a particular color of blue and a particular color of glaze on the outside, and you can see they've signed it or monogrammed it on the bottom there. Anyway, it's a good bowl. I don't want to ever drop it. So it's got a nice little thumb notch in. Even if your hands are slippy, you can grip the bowl and still lather up. Good night out last night, so my face is a little bit red, a bit too heavy on the red wine. Met some colleagues from the previous company that I worked for, and you start chatting at 7 PM, before you know it, it's midnight and there's 3 or 4 bottles of wine gone. So if I sound a bit groggy, that's why. Today's soap is a one I got from the same company that makes Nuavia. This is called Pure O2, and it was a soap made for DFS or damnfineshave.com. It's relatively inexpensive. It's about $18, $19. Nice Croap. I'm not sure how you'd describe that colour. Maybe almond colour. Who knows? Anyway, it's a nice soap. I can't remember what the scent profile is supposed to be, but it's great. Really nice. You can get it from Pannacrema.com. I'll probably get it on eBay or Amazon somewhere. So what I'm going to do, oh, I forgot the razor. The razor today is another one I bought from a gentleman called Victor Creazzi, or Victor Creazzi, depending on where you come from. It's a nice full hollow, beautiful blade on it. I think it's about an 8.8 or a 7 point something 8 blade. Anyway, it's a beautiful blade, no jimps, beautiful yellow micarta scales that he also hand makes. I have another razor by Victor, and that's also fantastic. So let's get stropped, let's get lathered up, and let's get shaving. I'm going to do my usual 25-25. This blade's got a nice little smile on it. wonderful. So I've been wanting to do this shave for a while. This is going to be my second shave on this blade. Let's a quick look at it again before I lather up. Beautiful razor. Centers beautifully in the scales. You couldn't want a better razor. Anyway, Victor Creazzi Bluesman blades. I'll put a link in the description, or a link in the beginning of the video. So let's get a bit more water on. Let's load up my brush, and then we'll transfer it into the shave bowl. Give it 20-30 seconds, for maybe a minute. This soap's quite a toughie. Loading up the so when you rub your brush in the soap bowl, in the soap pot, the idea is just to load the brush. You can scoop a bit out, put it in your shaving bowl. Same thing with these ones, these relatively inexpensive soaps. I don't mind getting a few hairs in them and a bit of water, so I just soak them up in the pot and then transfer it to my lather dish. So let's really get some lather worked into that, get some soap worked into those bristles. I'll transfer it to my lather bowl, add a bit of water, and we should pop into life pretty quickly. Okay, I think they're just about ready. So you can see the bristles on that brush are heavily loaded with soap. So I've wet my shaving bowl, just leave a little bit of moisture in the bottom, just enough to get it going, and then start. This is quite a thirsty soap, so I know it's gonna need more. So what I'm gonna do is fill a cup, a happy cup. Was that Mr. Square? I can't remember. Fill a cup up with water, and if I need a few drops of lather, of water, I'll just be dipping my fingers in and dripping it in the soap, or maybe even dip the end of the brush in the water. There you go. You can see as you add water to that, it starts to build more and more. And add a little bit more. Just keep going until we get the desired effect, which for me is a thick, creamy yogurt type effect. I see some folks like a lather that's very slick and wet. Some folks, it seems like they look like a lather that's almost dry, and to me it looks too dry. It's like they're scraping it off like a gum. I prefer it just a nice creamy yogurt consistency, Greek yogurt, and plenty of nice damn fine bubbles for this damn fine shave. You can see that's starting to come up now. I'm just going to add a tiny dot more water and we should be ready. Okay, it's coming. We're coming up. So guys, what are you doing at the weekend? I'm looking after my two boys this weekend. Mum's gone out visiting a relative this morning who's ill in hospital, unfortunately. So I'm left with the boys. I've got two boys, 13 years old and 11 years old. They think I'm mental for making these videos. They giggle away in the background when I'm editing them, and they watch them when they're posted up. They think I'm a bit mad, and I guess I am. I've got the shaving madness. Haven't we all? So what I'm going to do is get my bowl put to one side. I'm going to wet my face a little bit more, and let's get going. Before that, I'll show you what I'm going to use after the shave. I love the love of my life, Portugal 4711 skin milk. This is the one I bought in Japan, and apparently it's got a sweeter formula than the one you buy in Europe. So I'm going to have to find a source for this again if I don't travel to Japan on business, which isn't on the cards right now. The aftershave I'm going to use is Le Mal by Jean-Paul Galtier. It's been a favourite of mine for a long time, and I just found this bottle in my clothes cupboard after having lost it for many years. But here it is anyway. I don't know what you guys think of it. I think it's beautiful, very long lasting. So just wet your face off. There's no need to wash the pre-shave off. Get your brush with your beautiful lather on it. Look at that, guys. And go for it. And these horsehair brushes, there's no stiffness and scratchiness in them at all. They're not like a boar brush and not like a very cheap badger, some of them. These guys, you can just paint it on and it's really something else. If you want to find Danny's on the shaving fours, as I say, Danny Schulman, S-C-H-U-L-M-A-N. Good guy. Make your brush to your specification and paint it the way you want it, put a logo on it, whatever you want. Okay. I just love the feeling of lathering. I don't know about you guys, I could just lather all day and not shave, but I like shaving too. Oh man, I wish I could shave and then shave again an hour later and again and then lather up in between. Oh man, it's great. Whoa, yeah. Right, enough of that. So, dry my hands, get my weapon ready. Okay, axe deployed. Bang, 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 bang. Okay, ready. Nice grip, 2 fingers, little finger to stabilize it at the back, thumb underneath. Bob's your auntie's living lover, as they say. You can tell this blade is a full hollow by the way it makes that sound. And I'll come closer to the mic in a second so you can really hear that. And I'm telling you, this is surgical sharp. So listen, listen. Whoa, super. Hear the wind outside. It's kind of coming on for early spring here in Hong Kong, late winter, early spring, and the weather's a bit weird, raining, a bit of wind. One day it's warm, next day it's cold, and cold for Hong Kong is 10 degrees, okay? 10 degrees C. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit. 10 degrees centigrade is cold, classed as cold here. I've just cut my bloody finger on that razor, I don't believe it. Anyway, at least I didn't cut my face. Okay. You have to be careful when you're swapping hands. I've done it a few times, just cut my finger instead. Or waving the razor around for some other reason and I hit myself with it and cut my hand. You might hear my youngest son running around. He's playing video games with his brother. Doesn't know the meaning of the word quiet. Hey Luca, come in here and say hello. Come on quickly, son.
No.
Please, just quick. Say hi guys.
Oh, hi.
Say hi. Jump up. Jump.
Oh,
Hi guys.
Hi.
See ya. Ivan, you gonna come and say hello? No. Oh, okay. The big one's camera shy. Okay, here goes for the lip. Okay. You might think the edges on here are going to catch. That they're not. They're not. I don't know how Victor's done that. They look really sharp, the edges, don't they? I mean, on this razor. But they don't dig in, or they don't seem to dig in anywhere, thank goodness. Okay, that's plenty good for a second pass. Your first pass, you really need the thick lather. Second pass, okay, if you got it, you got it. If you don't, you don't. Hey, Luca! I'm trying to experiment on different angles to get these two patches here and here on my problem bits, and I just never seem to get them right. I mean, with a safety razor you can get in there and really, you know, change the angles. With these things you've got to get it, I don't know, just right. It's hard. Okay, that's better. So I'm trying to get the angle of the dangle right under here. I never quite manage it, I don't know why. Anyway, one day I'll get it. It's part of the fun. Just gonna slicken that lather up a little bit for the fast fast last pass. I'm off to China on Monday for a day trip. It's not very far from my home, so I can be there and back in a day. It takes about 2 hours to get across the border into the office. And then in the middle of the week I'm back to China again for one day, and the week after that probably in India. So I'm going to try and pick up some of that Indian shaving soap, Godri, I think you pronounce it, Godri. even though the soap's gone, it's still slick on your face. So you can still shave over the same spot sometimes. My left arm's still a bit weak from the operation, but I'm getting there. I keep using my right hand by mistake. About time I had a haircut as well, actually. Okay, Precision Shaving by Steve Tinter. I think the end of my chin could do with a bit more action. Just get that. You know, there's nothing to say, guys. You can't just touch it up now and again and finish off. Okay, we're done. So I'm gonna wipe this razor down with some warm soapy water. I'm gonna strop it, and I'm gonna preserve it in with some Tough Guard. Again, live in a very humid atmosphere. It really needs to have some protection, or the blades will just go rusty as hell. Anyway, there you go. Victor Creazzi 88 full hollow. Danny Schulman horsehair brush. Bit of pure O2 soap, and a bit of a light touch. So guys, thanks, have a good weekend, enjoy your shaves, post your videos, leave a comment, you do it, relax.